Hello, welcome back to another anime art video. My name is Dennis and I'm a beginner artist, and in today's video I'm going to be drawing Tatsuki. I did the intro slash outro previously. There was a few things that I had said that I just want you guys to know. The last few videos, I don't know whether or not the sound is correct on those videos based on the fact that I was doing the intro and outro today, and the sound bite, um like my headphone wasn't fully plugged in, so the sound bite was, I think, through my phone. So if it was through my phone, it explains why the sound bite when I was editing the video looked smaller than the way it normally do when I talk a lot. When I talk a lot, the sound bite is a lot more jumbled and it's a bigger wavelength. When it's a smaller wavelength, it means the volume level is smaller, and it possibly can mean that the sound didn't even come through. So I ended up like playing the soundbite, I think yesterday or the day before. I checked it, played it, and I was able to hear it, but I don't know. I didn't have it like hooked up to my headset, and I didn't have like I don't know what I had the volume of my laptop on, so I don't know how loud it was in comparison to what I normally have. It just isn't as loud because the soundbite was smaller. So I can only assume that the last few videos have been through my phone, and if that is the case, the outro might actually be completely silent because the intro and outro, the way it's done is I put my phone on the dock, and when my phone's on the dock, sometimes the dock actually muffles the sound and completely negates the sound from going through. So the outros possibly don't have sound, where the intros probably has less sound. But that's completely unrelated to the picture. The picture, I'm drawing Tatsuki. Um I said previously, I said like a little rant, a small rant about the fact that um Chad and Odahime, why do they leave the class when Ichigo gets a hollow alert? Why do they leave class? And the episode showed that Ichigo even asked the question to them. He said, "Oh, so you thought that I couldn't beat a hollow by myself? Is that why you're here?" Like, it makes no sense to me why they get up and leave class. It makes sense if they actually go and they do something, but if they show up at the end of him getting there and one-shotting the hollow, then you didn't need to go. Okay? And the Odahime was like, "Oh, I just wanted an excuse to leave class, blah blah blah," or "I've always wanted to just skip class," or something like that, right? "I've always wanted to use an excuse to skip class." And she said something along the lines of like, "Oh, why hasn't we've been back for a week or two? Why haven't Uryu come back yet?" And my initial thoughts was, Uryu's the smart one out of you three. Uryu doesn't have his powers, and if he did have a little bit of power left to fight, he wouldn't want to put himself in a situation where he could possibly be used as a hostage for a hollow. Them showing up to a battle, let's say he's fighting Ichigo's fighting a hollow that is stronger, not stronger than him, but stronger than both of those two, but enough to where it holds Ichigo off until Ichigo's friends show up. Ichigo's friends show up and they're far weaker than Ichigo and far weaker than the hollow. The hollow is like, "Hey, these guys are weak, but this guy is strong. I want to get out of here. I'm going to go attack these guys," so he tries to protect these guys so I can get away. Like, they're not doing Ichigo favors, and they're not doing themselves any favors by going. So why go? It was completely weird to me. And like the fact that she's like, "Oh, why haven't we seen Uryu come with us?" Because Uryu doesn't have his powers, and he's not just gonna be like, "All right, guys, I saw that Ichigo got a message that a hollow is here, so I decided to show up as well." No. The difference between all three of them is that Ichigo gets alerts when hollows show up. Uryu is his own alert because he was able to sense the energy of hollows when they showed up. Uryu and I'm not Uryu, uh Chad and Orihime, those two go off of what Ichigo is doing. Ichigo's alert is what they're going off of. They don't like they're not sensing the hollows. They're not using that as the indicator for let's go. They see the thing buzz and they're like, "Oh, Ichigo's going, let's go too." Why? Why? It'd be different if you can sense the power level and you're like, "Oh, these are easy opponents. Let me ask Ichigo if I can fight this one or something." That'd be different. But you're not doing that. You're just going just to go. It's so But let's get into this.
Silent nights recalling you, a souvenir of what it could be. Pieces of my mind are yours. I forgot the parts I'm missing. I pretend that we are okay, like nothing's ever broken. And I pretend that we are dancing, like the nights are never ending. Silent nights recalling you, a souvenir of what it could be.
All right, I am finished with this picture of Tatsuki. You want to know what I think is weird? What I think is really weird is the fact that Ichigo, Ichigo, at the beginning of the series, him and Uryu had said that he can sense spiritual pressure by spiritual ribbons, and Ichigo learned how to do that. But the spiritual ribbon technique has been long forgotten because the fact that they have to use sensors to figure out where hollows are is to imply that every hollow is hiding their spiritual pressure, which makes no sense because not all hollows are hiding their spiritual pressure. You're not scaling all of these characters by uh by technique. Once you figure out a technique to find majority of these types of characters, you then make the characters evolve to the point where they don't even use that method anymore. Like what? Why introduce the method of spiritual pressure to find somebody if they don't do it? Like the bounce were an exception. The bounce didn't admit spiritual pressure, so you had to use the dolls. I mean, not the dolls. The whatever they're called, the mod souls. You had to use them to find the bounce. They didn't have spiritual pressure, but the hollows have pressure that you can feel. So it's weird because that's how Uryu always found them and always beat like a whole lot of them because he was able to sense them. And we know that Soul Reapers can do it as well. So it's weird that they all have to have this sensor to alert them when a hollow first opens the gate. I mean, it's fine if that's like the first indicator, like you want to beat them as soon as they come through the portal, then that's fine. But to just never use your spiritual pressure to even locate hollows are kind of weird. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you didn't, let me know what I can do in the comment sections to make it better for you to watch next time. The glove is off. Peace, love. Thanks for watching.